Document your health journey, because this could be, and this will be, if you do it properly and you stick to it, one of the most impacting things in your entire life. Because not only could you see an absolutely crazy body transformation, you'll see an internal health transformation, and document all the things that you had before. Like, since I started doing this diet, it's called the carnivore diet, and there's multiple forms of doing the carnivore diet. But when you do the carnivore diet properly, and it's an extremely clean form of the carnivore diet, it's not dirty carnivore, it's not animal-based where you're having fruit, you can get to the point where you can completely get a new body. And by new body, I'll just say this. I dealt with an arm injury from playing hockey in August of 2022. I couldn't get better. I went and saw a few specialists. I did some of my own therapies that I've been doing for years. It never really got better. I couldn't hold my kids properly with my right arm. I couldn't hold groceries. My arm would just give out. I was starting to get pretty frustrated by it. So January 1st, 2023, I decided I got to do something drastic. At Christmas time in that, December 2022, I started doing some research, and it was very hard to find information on the carnivore. I wasn't looking specifically for the carnivore diet. I was looking for a diet to change up, because my diet was super clean. It was like a semi-healing keto diet. Very clean, very good quality, very low inflammation building diet. And so I found this diet, and this guy from Australia had talked about all these different things that he'd heal from just doing the carnivore diet for 3 months. And I was like, man, this is a diet I don't think I ever want to do fully, but let's try it. I'll try it for 28 days. I'll see how I do. So January 1st, I decided to do it. And I'll tell you what, by the 6th day, I had been dealing for 5 months with my arm, and I couldn't get it better at all. And I was really annoyed. I couldn't work out properly. I couldn't do all these different things. By the 6th day, I could not get my arm to hurt at all. I tried doing bicep curls, I tried doing arm lifts, I tried doing picking up my kids and twisting the same way as I was for the previous 5 months, and it would really hurt me. I couldn't get my arm to hurt at all. And I was blown away. I could not believe it. I didn't change anything except just eat meat and eggs. And that was it. A little bit of coffee and water, and obviously, saturated fat and good stuff like that. And so it blew my mind. I could not believe what had happened. And I started out at around 212 pounds. And I've always been in pretty good shape, but I started in around 212 pounds. And by the end of the 28 days, I was down to 191 pounds. And I worked out probably 6 or 7 times in those 28 days. So not a lot. At most twice a week. And I look like I had built muscle and lost fat, which is really crazy. But not only that, my hair started getting better. My skin cleared up a ton. Brain fog totally went away. And I was absolutely floored by that. I used to feel like I had to have a nap around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I haven't had a nap once in the last 17 months. I don't need it. I sleep 6 hours. It feels like I sleep 9 or 10, and I'm never exhausted when I wake up. I'm up and I'm like, oh, I feel so good. I'm ready to go. My nails were never really brittle, but they were never super, super healthy. And now they're so healthy. My teeth, I actually have, you can't really see them, but I have multiple fillings that actually fell out since I got them when I was a kid, that fell out in the top of my teeth here, top here, down here, and down here. I actually had teeth knocked out as well when I was playing hockey. And they used to be sensitive. I can't get them to be sensitive. My gums have completely healed up. And one big telltale sign about your health, and you can test this out for yourself, is if you have any issues going on with your teeth or your gums or sensitivities or any soreness from molars or anything like that, or discoloration even, it shows you have a toxicity problem. And so once all that totally cleared up for me, my teeth started whitening, which is super weird because I've never whitened my teeth in my life. And they're never really yellow, but they suddenly got white, and now I get compliments from, you know, kids that I coach hockey and all these different things that, hey, Coach Taylor, guess what? And I'm like, what? You got some white teeth. I'm like, thanks. That's a weird comment, but hey, I'll take it. I'm like, I don't whiten my teeth. Like, I've never done that. I honestly, half the time I only brush my teeth once a day in the morning. I don't even brush them at night. And that's the other thing. When you're on the carnivore diet, you never get this fuzzy. You know how you get fuzzies on your teeth and things like that? You never get it. Your teeth feel like they're 100% clean all the time, which is really cool. Another cool part about the carnivore diet, my stools since starting the carnivore diet have been completely normal for the first time in my life. So if I haven't got a cold or flu once, that's the other thing. Your microbiome starts to thrive and survive when you go on the carnivore diet. And so after 28 days, I was absolutely floored. I couldn't believe the results that I had seen. And then I went off for about just a really small little brief time, like a week. And I noticed I just didn't feel as good. And I'm like, I'm going back on my carnivore diet. Like, it was so amazing for me. And then I did. And then by the end of April, it was kind of weird. I was watching TV at night, and my wife was laying beside me, and she was kind of like, hey, you can change all the channels? Like, what's going on with you here? She's like, you already took your contacts out. And I'm like, all right, I did. And I hadn't even noticed, and all of a sudden it was like a miracle. My eyes completely healed. I had minus 1.25 eyesight, so not that bad. I could see totally fine up close, but 20 to 30, 40 feet away, I couldn't see things. Were just a little bit fuzzy for me. And that totally healed in the carnivore diet, which is really amazing. I had some other inflammation issues, like in my low back. That totally fixed itself. I used to be super stiff, and I didn't realize that inflammation has a direct correlation to muscle stiffness. And I used to hardly be able to touch my toes. Like, when you're doing like a low back hamstring, like glute stretch, when you're sitting on the floor trying to touch your toes, I could hardly touch my toes. Now I can literally touch my heel on the other side of my toe. And so that's pretty remarkable for me to say that I've become very flexible from being super stiff. But I know why now, because I was super toxic, which is crazy because I always thought I ate pretty good. And a lot of people think they eat really well, but they just don't realize what they're doing. And you might eat better than compared to other people, but those other people at some point are going to have a breakdown, and they're going to get an autoimmune condition or something like that. That's the sad part of reality, is that diet literally is everything. Environmental stress has a part to it, but if you're eating really healthy, you're grounding, you're protecting yourself from radiation and things like that, you're removing toxins out of your home, you're cutting out a lot of the toxic carbs and sugars, you're able to keep your insulin levels at a normal low range, you can thrive and you can do extremely well. You can be extremely healthy, live an amazing life where you're healing. Besides maybe emergencies like breaking your arms, you'll never have to go to the hospital. You won't even get a sickness. Like I said, on this carnivore diet for 17 months, I haven't got one sickness, not one cold, not one flu. So yeah, you could literally go your entire life not having to go to a hospital and not even being worried about any health issues because you don't have them, because you're doing all the right things.